Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you love WWE and you're a wrestling fan, this is a match made in heaven right here. Subscribe to this channel, like this video for more WWE content, and if you're somebody who is returning, I welcome you back. I appreciate you being here. You know I love and support all of you guys, and I appreciate all of you for supporting me. It's a two-way street here. Today we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, and as we march towards Saturday Night Main Event, we got some things figured out. We got an adjustment to the card for Saturday Night's Main Event. We actually have a match that's added to the card, so let's get into it. I got to take some notes. Well, I did take some notes. I should say I got to look at my notes because I did take a lot of them, and I think I finally realized why there's so many more notes this week. I think it's because there's a lot more talking this week on this Raw than there were matches. There were like maybe 4 matches. I can't even remember. That's a 2-hour show with just a few matches. That's a lot of talking. That could have actually contributed to why I was so tired last night. I was so beat down. I mean, it's been very busy for me lately. And then I guess the show had so much talking. I was just like, man, like, where is the action? So I'm going to have to look at my phone a few times here to get through some of this because that opening segment alone already had a lot of notes to it. That is Gunther coming out, our World Heavyweight Champion. He didn't come out in his suit. We have Gunther in some good guy jeans. You guys notice that? Gunther came out in some jeans. I'm like, okay. When do you ever see a heel really wear jeans? This dude usually comes out in a suit, very villainous. This guy looked like he's just like, you guys seen that ongoing meme going around now? Gunther kind of just looks like he's a chill dude. He's a chill guy. He ends up cutting a promo saying that Balor has his attention now and that, at Saturday night's main event, it's going to be different than Survivor Series. And he immediately gets cut off by Finn Balor. Balor's out there with JD McDonough, Carlito, and he's there with Dominic Mysterio. Liv and Raquel have a match later, so they didn't come out with them. But Balor basically says that... See, I'm going to have to look at my notes already. But Balor says that it is going to be different because at Survivor Series, Gunther Gunther won the World Heavyweight Championship because of Finn Balor. And at Saturday night's main event, he's going to lose the World Heavyweight Championship because of Finn Balor. Balor says, now after 8 years, I'll finally be World Heavyweight Champion again, or World Champion again. Gunther says that, 8 years ago, he respected Finn Balor. He looked up to Finn Balor. He appreciated everything Finn Balor did for the company and where he was headed, and became champion. And then he said that he ended up surrounding himself with goons and people like the Judgment Day. And that's where he started to lose respect for him. And he, started cutting corners and all that kind of stuff. He says that, hold up, I gotta look at my notes. See, I tried doing it without looking. I gotta look. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yep. I'm there. I said that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there was a good line there. So he did say 8 years ago you were the best in the world for one night. And then he said, I'm the best in the world right now. So Balor says Balor isn't on his level and never will be. I'm sorry I'm butchering this. There was just a lot to write for all. I wanted to make sure I hit home on some key points here. So he said that Balor's not on his level and he never will be. After that, Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day decide to hop up on the apron like they were going to go attack Gunther. When Damian Priest's song hits, he comes down, he kind of cleans house. He ends up throwing Balor back in the ring. And he starts to fight Balor a little bit, and then all of a sudden Gunther attacks Priest, and he ends up beating up on Priest. Eventually, Balor gets out of the ring, and he's walking away with the Judgment Day. But that's kind of how the show starts. There's a little bit of a brawl there. Let me make sure I get the end of that segment right. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of back and forth here. Balor ends up hitting the coup de grace to Gunther on the outside. He did it from the apron. And then he hits 3 coup de grace to Damian Priest off the top rope. And then the Judgment Day stand tall. So I'm sorry I butchered that, but that was a lot to write down. Like, damn, I got to make sure I get all of this. But all right, that's the way Monday Night Raw starts. It starts off pretty hot. Because of that, the way Raw started, Adam Pearce sees the Judgment Day backstage. He ends up going up to Finn Balor. He tells him that there's a modification for Saturday night's main event's World Heavyweight Championship match between Finn Balor and Gunther, and now he's added Damian Priest in there, which I actually kind of agree with this move because as much as you all know how much I've been over the whole Balor and Priest thing. I kind of want them to go their own way now. I'm tired of this rivalry. It makes sense to actually put a babyface in this match because technically Gunther is still a heel, and Balor's a heel, so it's like the fans would be like, who do we go for here? Still, the fans probably would have cheered for one or the other, might have been split, but I think WWE did a good thing here by having Priest in the match. And then maybe, I don't want to go over it because I'm going to come out with the predictions for the Saturday Night's Main Events show. I don't know if it's a PLE. I don't want to give away what I think the reason why Priest is in this match, but I like that he's in there. It kind of helps even it out a little bit. You give a babyface in there, it kind of splits it up, and then, it doesn't have to be... There's some sort of level of protection in this match for each guy. We get Final Testament versus the Wyatt Six. I think there's a lot of opinions going around right now about this. I've been trying to think of how I feel about the whole Wyatt Six in general right now. I can't remember when they came back. I'm gonna have to go back and look when they showed up together and kind of go over how they've been handled. I don't know. Final Testament ends up beating the Wyatt Six. Paul Ellering shows up. He ends up throwing dust or sand or whatever it is in the face of Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy, the one that turns around, Karrion Kross hits his, I guess it's final prayer move. I think that's the name of it. Or something prayer. I can't. Living on a prayer, maybe. I don't know. So he hits that on Howdy. He ends up pinning Howdy, 1, 2, 3. And I'm thinking, like, damn, of all the people in Wyatt Six, I thought Howdy would be the one that didn't get pinned. So clearly Triple H doesn't see the Wyatt Six on the same level as Bray Wyatt. It's obvious, right? And then they shouldn't, really. I mean, historically speaking, everybody that's inside of Wyatt Six have never been like a main event, special attraction type of performer or, in WWE. So it's like, you can't force it. Collectively together, they're a cool group. They're a very cool, nostalgic, nice tribute group. But they also are actually a really cool group, whether they're attached to Bray Wyatt or not. Their gimmick is cool. And you can say that, it's kind of a taken after a Bray Wyatt idea, which I understand, but they are executing that part of it very well. Like, they play the part. It's just, as far as, like, being, this... shining star, they really don't have one. And if you would probably guess it would be Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. But so far, these guys and Nikki Cross have been kind of like muddling around in the lower mid-card type of situation. And maybe that's just what they are. Maybe that's all they're going to be. And that's okay. Like, they don't have to be a main event. They don't have to be like Bray Wyatt. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. The fact that they've lost already... and the way that they've lost, it kind of makes them more human. It levels them out. It brings them back down to earth a little bit. Because at first, this was a group that everybody feared. Who's going to beat this group? And now you've seen that they are beatable. If it's all going to take is just sand or dust being thrown in the face of Howdy to throw this intense, dangerous group off to lose a match... then maybe they're not as dangerous of a group as we all might have thought they were when they first showed up. Maybe things have changed. Maybe Triple H has had a different outlook or opinion, or he just views them differently than he first initially envisioned them in his head. Maybe that's what it is. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I know there's going to be maybe mixed opinions. Maybe people are going to feel strong. Maybe people are not going to care. Maybe you're over it by now. Whatever it is, if you want to leave it in the comments, feel free. And if you want to send in an email, of course, you're always welcome to do that. wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Send in your thoughts on the Wyatt Six. I will read them on the video. I will put one out this week if I have enough emails to do a video for. Predictions is also coming out this week. But I don't know. I went on a little bit too long about the Wyatts. It kind of caught me off guard last night. CM Punk is now interviewed by Jackie Redmond backstage. This is a good little promo here. I like this a lot. CM Punk mentions his history with Seth Rollins, saying that Seth asked Punk when Seth was 16 years old to train him when he for free, and Punk helped him out big time, and then he kind of helped him, ushered him into WWE. He kind of helped Seth out a little bit when Seth. This is Punk saying this, that Seth was about to be out of a job, might have been fired, might have been demoted. Punk ended up thinking of the Shield, all that kind of stuff. He says that he's done everything Seth has done, but better. And then he said that, Seth did a great job when Punk left, and he was gone from WWE. Seth stepped up, and now that Punk's back, the starter is back, and now it's time for the second string, Seth Rollins, to take the bench. A good promo, a very good promo. These two, things are moving kind of quick here. If this is going to be a WrestleMania match, we're getting pretty early on this. So I have a feeling this is not going to happen at WrestleMania at this point because of everything that's going on lately. Punk's favor, talking about main eventing WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to main event WrestleMania unless it's for a title, and I don't know if Seth's going to have a title at WrestleMania. So I see this more of being like I was going to say Royal Rumble, but I think Punk's going to be in it. I think Punk's going to be in the chamber. I've seen rumors that this match might happen on the first night of Raw on Netflix on January 6th. I can see that being a very realistic possibility instead of WrestleMania because I think Punk is going to be involved in a Roman Reigns type of scenario for WrestleMania. We got a throwaway match here. Liv Morgan defeats Dakota Kai. She didn't beat her clean, so maybe that's gives Dakota Kai some hope here. But after the match, PFC comes out, starts attacking, and then Damage Control makes the save, and then Liv Morgan ends up hitting an Oblivion on Io Sky. So wait, am I thinking of the right thing? Yeah, I think I am. I was thinking maybe later on in the night. Didn't this happen later on in the night in the main event? No, okay. Yeah, that did happen there. Sorry, got a little crossed up. So, Liv Morgan ends up hitting Io Sky with the Oblivion to end the segment there. Sky and Damage Control making the save. I could care less about a PFC match. Individually, I like Sonya. I love Shayna Baszler when she was in NXT. Since coming up to the main roster, it's a completely different story. And I'm not a big fan of Zoe Stark. I can respect the skill. But overall, I'm not emotionally invested at all. I think altogether, they're boring. They drop the whole shoot your shot thing very quickly because with them, I think nothing's going to catch on. I don't feel like anybody really cares. I got to read more notes. There's just been a lot of promos, a lot of vignettes, a lot of backstage promos, and I'm sorry I got to keep looking at my phone for these notes, but I was typing like a madman while watching this because there was so much going on. So McIntyre had a backstage vignette. He says that 2024 should have been his year, but he just kept getting screwed over and over again. He saw Roman teaming up with Punk. He saw him teaming up with Sami, Jay at Survivor Series, and that's when he knew that he had to come back. He said at least CM Punk took a bribe. Like, he's kind of like giving him a pass, CM Punk, at least you took a bribe. Sami Zayn and Jay, you guys kind of just sold out for absolutely no reason at all. No apology, no nothing. You kind of just did it. And that's what kind of Drew McIntyre was talking about there. Obviously, he's got a problem with it. He admits to attacking Jey Uso backstage. He explains that's the reason why he attacked Sami Zayn. We got something interesting brewing here, I feel. And I don't think it's just going to be Drew by himself. I have some ideas. I'm going to say it in another video, but I feel like it involves Seth Rollins too. I just feel like something is going to change, and it's going to be a big change. Here we are again, another week here. We got another SmackDown superstar now showing up on Raw. Cody Rhodes shook hands with Adam Pearce backstage. We didn't hear what they talked about, but obviously something's going down. Gunther on SmackDown shaking hands with Aldis. Cody on Raw shaking hands with Pierce. Something's up. And as Cody left the room, he runs into New Day, and he talks about how he's known them all for a very long time, and they should be very ashamed of themselves. And New Day ends up walking away or whatever. But this something's happening with New Day. I think they're going to get a good push. Without Big E. I like to see them as heels because I feel like they're going to be able to do more of what they want to do. They've worked so long as good guys for like 10 years, over that. So it's going to be cool to see their charisma shine. A lot of people get to bring out themselves or turn themselves up to like 15 when they're heel because you can get away with more. And I think Woods and Kofi are so charismatic and they've been endeared by the fans for so long that this is going to be a very fun heel run for these guys. And I can't wait. And I want to see them mix it up with everybody. I don't want to see them muddling around in the bottom card. I want to see them get in there for the IC championship picture, make some runs at the World Heavyweight title. I'm not saying they need to win all of them, but to have them as cool feuds, I like that very much as a good idea. You want to know what's next? A Seth promo. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at my phone because I got notes. So many damn notes, man. So many promos tonight. Seth comes out, ends up kind of responding to what CM Punk said in his backstage interview. He says Punk helped him get his foot in the door. He respected Punk. They were friends. And then when Punk left the company, Seth Rollins gave Punk calls. He tried calling him, and Punk wouldn't answer. He just would not answer at all. He just ghosted him. he said that Punk was very bitter, and Punk was, thinking that if you didn't quit your day job, your dream job, like he did, then you were pretty much shunned by CM Punk. And this is the driving force for Seth Rollins. I think it's actually more than that. I think this is just all they're going to use in this story. Maybe more will come out, but there are more reasons why these two genuinely don't like each other in real life. I don't know if bridges have kind of been, or fences have been kind of mended lately since Punk has been back. I don't know if he and Seth have made up a little bit, or if there are better terms now, but still kind of a little uneasy with each other. I would imagine they are, but CM Punk is somebody who doesn't like to peel back the curtain too much, so I think he wants to keep some of it alive, and I think we might be seeing a little bit of that with Punk and Rollins. I could be wrong, obviously. I don't know anything about anything, but that's just my thought about it. So Seth Rollins also says he wanted to be better than Punk, and he is. Says he did the same thing. He did the same things Punk did, but he did it twice. And then he said he did one thing that Punk has never been able to do, and that's main event WrestleMania. So that was a pretty good line there. As he said that, Sami Zayn shows up. Sami basically apologizes to Seth, sorry for accusing you for attacking Jay, all that kind of stuff. And then eventually he asks Seth, are we good? And Seth said, yeah, we're good. You got your own stuff going on with Drew McIntyre right now, so I'm just going to leave you be. And I think that was a very key thing here, because I think Seth Rollins is going to be involved in a feud here with Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso. I feel like Seth's going to turn heel. I think he's going to join forces with Drew McIntyre. There's been hints and rumors about a faction between them and Kevin Owens, and I could see that happening. And I think it might start here with Seth turning and joining Drew, and then them feuding with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. I could definitely see that happening. But that's basically what happens there. Sami Zayn tries to, before he leaves, after Seth went away, he says that there's been a match. He's talked to Pierce. It's official at Saturday Night Main Event. It's Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. And as he's leaving, about to go up to the stage and through the curtain back there, Drew McIntyre appears, attacks him, and then security has them kind of break up a little bit. And that's how that segment ends there. Lyra Valkyria defeats Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega in a triple threat women's Intercontinental Championship tournament, and this furthers my thought of Lyra Valkyria winning it. Like, I know Dakota Kai is a big favorite. I'm going to stick with my guns here. I'm going to say Lyra Valkyria, and if I'm wrong on that, I'd be happy if Dakota Kai won. I'm fine with either one, but I got to stick with it because I see big things with Lyra Valkyria, and I think WWE does too. She was amazing in NXT, so I could see WWE putting the title on her, and then her having some really good wrestling match feuds with everybody else. She's, that's the workhorse title for the men. I would assume it's going to be the same for the women. And Lyra Valkyria can definitely go. She could definitely put on some great matches. So I'm sticking with Lyra on that one. New Day start off backstage doing an interview with Kathy Kelly, but they end up making their way outside to the ring. They come out with no music, which I kind of like, because I kind of want them to have a new theme. I wanted to say, like, the beginning part, it's a new day, yes it is, but I wanted to go into a dark theme, like a version of their song, but like the heel version of it, like Shinsuke has done, and so many other. Finn Balor, Rhea, they all have their original music there. You can hear it, but it's been tweaked to a more sinister version. I would have loved that. But they can't cut a promo because the fans boo them out of the freaking building, and I thought this was cool. I've seen some people with mixed reactions to this. I like it. I like them doing this. This is going to build more sympathy for Big E. I like the roster kind of being upset that the New Day did this to Big E. It's great. Everything right now for New Day is hitting home runs right now, and I love every single minute of it. I hope they just do it right and continue this and make this bigger than what I think a lot of people expected. I got some notes for the Rhea match just because it was very late for me, and I was getting tired, so I'm going to have to reference it by looking. Basically, it's an anything goes match between Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. They fought all over the place. Arena, crowd, weapons involved, all that, whatever. Everything was involved in this match. Table spots, everything was there. Liv gets involved, but Rhea fights her off. She ends up hitting an Oblivion on Ripley, and then Io Sky comes off and fights off Liv Morgan. And then after that, the riptide to Raquel through the table for the win. And then at the end there's a little bit of a stare down between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley as they both went for Liv Morgan's title, and they kind of picked it up together and looked at each other. So maybe we're getting some hints at a possible future feud between the two. I would love it. Io Sky, though, right now, I know she's technically like a main event woman in that division, but I think Io Sky would thrive in the Intercontinental Championship scene for the women. But I'd be happy if she's in the main event title picture. I just want something different. I don't want Liv versus Rhea anymore. I really don't want Raquel versus Rhea anymore. Just give me something different. And honestly, if Rhea wins that championship, then like we've been saying for months, who the hell is on her level to beat her other than Io Sky and Liv Morgan at this point? Something needs to go different here. We need to think of a creative storyline for Rhea Ripley without it involving a title, so that we can give her something to do and someone else can have title opportunities and matches and all that kind of stuff. But that's it for now, my friends. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like the video. Please. It does me a huge favor. It does the channel a huge favor. I want more people to subscribe to this channel because I want to grow this community. I want more people to join us. It's a slow and steady crawl right now, which is fine. I understand that's just how YouTube goes. But the more you like the videos and comment on the videos and share and watch the videos, it honestly helps me and it helps the channel, and it'll help all of us get to where we want to be with this channel. So I appreciate you. Please like it. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I will be coming out with a reaction or a predictions video for Saturday night's main event, and I will come out with an email video if you want to send them in. wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Send them in. I will read them. Until we meet again, my friends, thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay bitter.